Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the cruise, amigos. Coming to you live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And John is trying to get on the boat behind him. That would be the MSC Orchestra, sister ship to the MSC Seascape that I'm on. And I guess Amigo Martin is still stuck on the train. Last week, the message I got from him that he was stuck on a train. Now, the way we understand it, he was stuck between two cars on the train, and they were sliding him gin and tonics under the door. Is that what you understand,
That was
Amigo
the
John?
message I got. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we have no idea where Amigo Martin is, which is pretty much normal.
The only thing is they spelled gin and tonics HEMP. I didn't quite understand that. They were spelling gin and tonics HEMP. So who knows, you know.
Yeah. So Amigo John, you are going on strike at the pot store. And does that involve protesting or just generally a general strike?
There is a bit of a protest because our store is a little building, maybe 40 by 60 feet, and it's right on the street. But then there's a parking lot around two sides of it, and that parking lot has got maybe 14 inches of snow in it. The guy has not come to whoosh move it off. Then, well, I'm not right on the street. There's 6 feet of our property before the regular sidewalk that you're used to, and that's all piled up. Yesterday I did. Well, my neighbor actually helped me, but we did, the 4 by 6 foot place right where the door opens. But I mean, you're trekking through snow this deep to get to that place. And it's like, this is the third day of this predicted. We're in not an advisory, but we are in a storm warning. They're saying that at any moment the winds can go to 45 miles an hour. And if they do, that's a whiteout. We're just stop dead. And I just do not want to end up. I guess I have a 2-seater. I just would need to bring some blankets and stuff. And in worst case,
beaver skins.
Beaver skins,
you
well, buffalo.
All the beaver skins on top of you, and let Ace take care of being the musher on the dogs, and you can get there.
Yes,
that's a 2-seater dog sled.
2-seater dog sled. Yes. Ace he's driving me crazy. He wants to go outside, but it's just miserable. It's terrible, and it's not cat weather. I mean, when your feet don't reach the actual firmament, the feral kitties there's an entrance. I'm in the mobile home that's attached to my house, that we've been using. Well, it's been here 20 some years now, and it's been an office. It's been a home. It's been an apartment for people to live in and an office. It's been a lot of things. But then the attached entryway, we made Ronnie was great. He made this entrance where the cats can jump up and in, but the skunks cannot. I don't know if you know, but this is not a joke. Skunks can't jump.
No, I didn't know that.
Skunks, so the entrance is, 2 feet high or so. And so then a wayward skunk just can't get in here to it. But then in that entrance, we have an electric pad, like to keep your feet warm kind of a thing. It just, and we have the water on that. And then we have food. And then we have some cardboard boxes and stuff, which different ones have made their little.
I have a timeout. We have to reverse here. We got to run the tape back a couple seconds. Now, the skunk can't get in with the kitties.
Right, because he will kill them.
Then he gets pissed off and pees on you and stinks the place up.
No,
he can't get in with the kitties.
Nope. The skunks do not work. They do not have that anger, revenge kind of a thing. They only use their spray if they're threatened, right at the moment.
Yeah.
And so
I have never been sprayed by a skunk, even though I have, even when I was mowing, I've run up on them with the mower, and I immediately backed off, and I think they realized that wasn't going to hurt them.
When I was a kid, and we had cattle yet, so and there was just a lot more skunk in the area. Now it's very seldom, but it was nighttime and a skunk was rooting around the house. And my dad tried to chase him off a couple times. And my dad was not good at getting up in the middle of the night. He didn't like to help. Like if the kids were sick or something, that was mom's job, you know. He just was, when he was in bed, he wanted his time. Other time he'd do anything and help at all. But anyway, so he got ticked enough. So he got the 12 gauge shotgun. I still have that shotgun. And he went out, but I don't know, there's a trick, you know. If you're shooting a skunk alongside of a house, you shoot parallel to the wall. You do not shoot toward the wall.
The house. No.
Well, he was mad and tired and not thinking, and he got out there by the road and he shot
blew a hole in the house.
No. It's 9 inches of cement that will be here after the apocalypse. But this skunk turned into, 4 pounds of kind of mushy skunk smell that went all over the side of the house. I mean, like a sunrise, for about 6 feet in all directions. And that smell stayed there for weeks, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he had to smell it every time he was. That's one of the.
You know how to make friends with a skunk?
How do you make friends?
I'm serious.
No, I'm asking. How do you make friends with a skunk?
Give him some peanut butter. Skunks love peanut butter.
Okay.
Just a little like a little cup. Like
now, chunky or smooth?
Cup.
Chunky or smooth?
I don't know. I always use smooth.
Smooth. Okay.
But they love it, and they'll, skunks do a lot of good things too. It's not that.
Oh no,
smell.
They absolutely. No different than wolves and deer herds. I mean, skunks clean out the weak, the infirm, the almost dead. No, it's good. It's just if they didn't smell so darn bad. I mean, that's
I agree.
That's the thing,
But if you give them a little peanut butter, then they realize really quick that you're being nice to them, and they'll remember that. I used to have this skunk. It was a pure white skunk too. Have you ever seen a pure white skunk? I had never before, but it was an albino skunk, I guess. He used to run across my damn foot all the time. Scared the crap out of me at first. Yeah, he's a pretty. I fed him well, so he was pretty chunky monkey.
He was an outcast, He was not loved by his own people. Therefore, he found solace in your arms.
Well, I don't know. I just gave him the peanut butter, and he never gave me any grief. Okay. I had to make friends with Oscar the snake too.
No,
he was a 5 foot long snake.
I understand, but no.
And I had to make friends. I had to make friends with him. Oh, you talk about some that you don't have problems with mice. If you got a snake like that around, you don't have problems with moles and voles and crap in your yard because Oscar takes care of that shit. I mean, he just completely guards the area, and no poisonous snake's going to come around.
Okay.
If you got a 5 foot long black snake slithering around.
Tom Henry, made a reference here to the movie Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, and there's a snake on the train.
Yeah.
And he gets bit by it, but he had given himself the antidote ahead of time in a kind of a random crazy thing. And so, you got to watch Bullet Train. I hate violence, and it's full of violence and knife slicing human bodies and whatever. But, I think one of my favorite movies, do you remember the movie that was Brad Pitt and it was his wife at the time? Was that Angelina Jolie? And they were both secret agents, and they didn't know it about each other, but the assignment was to kill the other person. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I think it was called. The Smiths, or Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Oh, you got to watch it, Chillie. You would love it. You imagine these are two really James Bondy kind of, high-tech spies, and they each have jobs where they go off. Like she works in the office in her town, but, neither one of them knows that the other one is a spy.
Okay.
And it's just hilarious when the ultimate assignment is that he's got to take her out, she's got to take him out, and all of the things that happen after that. It's something that folks got to see. Yeah, Tom Henry. They destroyed one of those Japanese bullet trains. It was unbelievable. I'm sure it was all CGI and old crap and stuff, but but if you follow the movie, it's like, that's a multi-million-dollar, many hundreds of millions of dollars train that they trashed it from one end to the other. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, now, I do admit I'm not real fond of poisonous snakes.
No. Even garter snakes. I mean, I don't like them. I just don't, I'm sure it's because of my religious upbringing, but.
Which finger was this finger?
Have you ever eaten rattlesnake? Oh, yeah.
That was where a copperhead got me.
Wait a minute now. Show me again. Where was it?
It's that finger. It was right there.
Oh, right there. Right on there on that finger. Okay.
Yeah.
And a copperhead got you. No, yep. Seriously. You got bit by a
copperhead. I was picking black-eyed peas. 10 years old.
Must have been around New Year's Eve time then, right? I mean, you pick black-eyed peas as a New Year's.
You don't grow black-eyed peas at New Year's Eve. That's when you're supposed to eat them nasty damn things.
Well, that's what I meant, I thought.
I have never eaten one since because I'll get sick.
Well, and that's me with gin and tonic, That was what I ended up drinking heavily on my free trip to the Grey Cup football game in Canada. And I can't get anywhere near the smell of tonic water because I'm right back there heaving over the side of the bus, man. I'm just, it's been almost 50 years, 49 years. Still can't do it.
Since you had a gin and tonic. Wow. Boy, we sure don't want to be around Martin.
Actually, I was drinking vodka and tonics, but it's the tonic smell that gets me,
not the smell gets you.
Yeah. I don't care for gin.
If anybody's wondering, I am in my stateroom because my show today put a dent in the power on my computer, and I had to get it in to plug in. So
he's plugged in now, though, folks. He is plugged in.
I'm plugged in now, and I'm doing. We're not having, for some reason, I'm not pulling any comments in.
Really? Tom Henry's been commenting. Raleigh Creative Travel commented.
Yeah, he did that one earlier.
Right.
And then he had to go back to work.
Right. But Tom has commented up to 12:09. Oh, it's 12:12, so it's only 3 minutes. But okay, anybody that's listening,
109 my time.
Please make a comment. Oh, here's Nikki. Hello. Hola, amigos. Buenos dias, señorita. ¿Cómo está?
Oh, cheesy peasy. Hi, Nikki. I'll say it wrong if Nikki's down in Jacksonville. It's not snowing in Jacksonville, is it? There's Mike.
There's Mike. Better image from your room. Oh, yes, really? I agree.
Well, that's good.
I agree. Hey, let's blow it up, and we can really look at the pimples on his forehead there or something. Yeah, look at that. See?
Yeah. See my nice pillows back there?
I see that. And you got a 4-pack of pillows. Oh, yeah. What do you do? What do you do to deserve that?
That's my sweatshirt. See, I have a sweatshirt. It's not because I'm cold, okay? The table downstairs, when I set up to do my show, it's one of those slick glass top tables.
Oh, okay.
The mouse won't work.
Yes.
So I put my sweatshirt over the table, like a tablecloth.
Yeah. And you could also take a magic marker and draw like lines in a couple of directions, and it'll trip on that too. Take a magic marker,
I'm gonna draw on the tables on a cruise ship.
Well, you said it's a glass table. It's because it just wipes right off. A little water and it comes right off. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
no. Okay. Well, just trying to be helpful. You know me, helpful John.
Okay. All right. So now I was going to ask you something. Oh yeah. So we're back to going on strike.
Strike.
You're on strike today at the pot store.
Well, I basically sat there for 6 hours yesterday for $7.
What are all those people going to do to get their pot if you're lollygagging at the farm, counting your sugar beets?
I tell people, it is winter. Make sure that you have stocked up ahead because I'm an old guy. I didn't realize that I was an old guy until yesterday when I was shoveling and a 65-year-old said, John, let me do this for you. You just go sit down. It's okay. I'll do it. And he's 65. And he thinks of me as the elder. It's like, no, John, I don't want you to, this is heart attack weather. You go sit down. And I all of a sudden it struck me like I am old. I am, going to be 72. You're 74, 75?
So easy.
No, I'm just 74. Okay. I mean, we are now the old people.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And yet, okay, Tom says, John needs to set up shop like the PA Amish do eggs. A little hut. Well, Tom, I would do that to accept that it's the age thing. We have to absolutely verify age. But I would do that as a test. I think that would be an incredible psychological test to do. Would be to have a vending machine where you can just push the buttons and leave your cash.
If the kids know about it, you're in trouble.
Well, and therein lies the problem.
They're going to they're going to rob you blind.
And we're joking about it, but seriously, folks, and this is my big complaint with the Gestapo. I mean, the powers that be in the sheriff and police department. I challenge them to find where one of my gummies or one of my chocolates has ended up with a person that's under 21 years old. I unless it's a couple where the one person's 22 and one's 20, maybe that way. But as far as just going to kids, I challenge you, show me where the thousands and thousands of products that I have now sold have ended up in the hands of kids. But you can walk 2 blocks from my place and walk along that street, and there's people there that will, hey, buddy, what do you want to buy? It's like right there. And that's been going on for years in my town. And it's really sad. It's like, and then do you know who the biggest drug dealer in our whole area is?
The sheriff?
No. I make no accusations of the sheriff. No, do you know the biggest drug dealer? It's a kind of a consortium in our area. It's called UPS, FedEx, DHL, Speedy Delivery, and United States Post Office. They're the biggest drug dealers around, and there's no verification of age. And that's okay. That can just happen. But by God, you run a store where you're paying taxes and rent and electricity, and you're filing documents and paperwork, and you are so careful that your product is the purest, best, and we've got it sourced all the way literally back to the field. And it's like, no, shut that guy down. But, we're not going to do nothing about them other people. I'm sorry. You ranted earlier. This is so troubling to me.
Yeah, well, as much as I like to give John a hard time about this, and I think everybody that watches this show knows that I am playing with John.
Hi, Sonny.
I have ultimate respect for this man and what he's doing and the way it's being done. And yes, I am playing when I talk about him selling pot. But yeah, I know the struggles that John has had by trying to do it right. And that's the sad part. So,
yeah, interesting. Saturday night, last customer comes in, looks at my selection under the counter because it has to be where people can't reach for it by themselves. And he goes, "Is this all you have?" And I said, "Yeah." "What do you mean?" "Well, don't you have anything, back under the desk or something, a little stronger, a little this, a little that?" I'm going, "No, we don't do that. I don't know what you're expecting, but we don't do." "Yes, Sonny, I can ship to Mississippi. I can ship to every state except Iowa or Utah because they have rules. They have those states have put in rules. But remember that what I'm selling is hemp-derived THC, and at any given time, by weight, it's less than 1/3 of 1% of the. So, like if you have a chocolate that's this big, imagine it's 1/300th of that is the actual product, or less, because you could have a bigger piece of chocolate. But to get 5 milligrams in a piece of chocolate, it's 5 thousandths of 1 gram. And just for perspective, there's 28 grams in an ounce. So imagine an ounce of liquid, divide that into 28, that gives you a gram. Now take that gram and take 5 1,000ths of it, or 1/200th of it. That's how much actual product is in one of those pieces. This is not like heroin that's in a needle that you put into your arm. This is like 3-2 beer. If you all know what 3-2 beer is, Minnesota's the last state to actually have 3-2 beer, but it's, we
did away with that, thank goodness.
Literally, if you ate a whole bottle by mistake, yes, you would get high. You will feel squirrely. You might be a little paranoid, but you're not going to die. You cannot die from an overdose of THC. You can die from an overdose of opioids. You can die from an overdose of alcohol. You can die from an overdose of just about everything that they sell at the drugstore. You cannot die from an overdose of the chemical in marijuana called THC. It's just as simple as that. Yet the school now, and I respect them. They're trying to say help the kids. Hey, Kenneth, I get it, but it's illegal now on this to bring, and you can be arrested for it to bring a bottle of my stuff in your purse on the school grounds. But there's nothing that stops you from bringing a flask of whiskey or a bottle of opioids.
Yeah.
They kill people. Cigarettes kill people, just a little slower. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the fun of cruising, but you can see that I have strong emotional ties to this because I just don't understand what we need to do to educate people to the fact.
And I have said several times, folks, and I'm the first one to admit, I said it earlier today to this man, this pain in the butt Crookston, Minnesota pot dealer, that I sure wish I was home. I'm having a bad day today, and honest to God, I would die for one of his chocolate mints.
And Chillie, of course, following the laws and doing it. Remember that these products, although legal in the United States, are not legal to take on a cruise ship. There is a question about whether you can fly within the United States. Can I fly from Minneapolis to Denver with this? And it just depends on who you happen to hit and what they find and how intelligent they are. But you cannot, in any way, shape, or form, go across international boundaries or take this on a cruise ship. You are going to be put in cruise jail. And do you get access to the buffet if you're in ship jail? Or how does that? No, you don't. No. Okay, so
they bring you a tin plate with watery mashed potatoes that were left over from the buffet yesterday. I don't know.
But
I'm sure it's room service to the jail.
Now,
whether it's good room service or not. They're not going to open the door and say, you go upstairs and eat and then come back and get in here on your cot. They won't do that.
I am looking at, I know that Senor Frogs is one of your favorite places to get off a ship and just kick back for an afternoon, maybe enjoy an adult beverage, some of their special Mexican fare.
Yes.
But I'm looking at, imagine a wireframe helicopter, about this big.
Yes.
And then for the two rotors on the top, they have a churro. They put a churro in one and they put a churro in the other one. That's the spinning part. And then the feet of the helicopter that would be like the pontoons if it landed on water is the sauce cups. And that's their churro copter. Have you had a churro copter?
No, I have not had a churro copter.
Well, you should.
And maybe I have, because if I had one of those 7-shot drinks or 2 or 3, I might not have remembered eating a churro copter.
Do you think that you've consumed 21 shots? You've consumed 21 shots of booze in a sitting?
I have. I've had 3 of their humongous drinks. Yes. I know was plastered.
It's funny that they did that, knowing that you had to, roll your way back on the ship. It's funny that
the captain's the first thing he got on the announcements. The first thing, and he says, "Do not go to Senor Frogs because you may not get back on this ship in time to sail." So we jumped in a cab and went to Senor Frogs.
It's like a one-way guaranteed ticket when the captain says, "Don't go there."
I'm figuring the captain got a kickback by telling people not to go there. So
probably
went. And I've been going to Senor Frogs ever since. I go to Margaritavilles too. I mean, I'll stop in and have an adult beverage. Now, I do I prefer if I can find a nice local joint.
Yes.
It's because I like the local flavor. I like to sit around and talk to people and BS and stuff. So then tomorrow, as soon as the show's over with, my butt will haul its way to the Cana Lounge in the Dominican Republic.
Cana Lounge.
The Cana Lounge, yes. It's in Amber Cove. And that's the has the big pool with a swim up bar. That's part of Cana Lounge. And I promise you, I'll roll my scooter in there and there'll be 6 of their waiters that'll come running to say, Senor Chillie. I've sat in there all afternoon. Every time I've been to Amber Cove, I like the place. I've got good food, good booze, and the staff there they like to give me hell, and I give it right back. So
now you know that the Dominican Republic is where Casey's wife is from. She's actually Venezuelan, but some years ago, to escape the trauma, they're a family with some money. To escape the trauma in Venezuela, they moved to the Dominican Republic. So, given a little time, I might have someone greeting you there that would be fun. I know she has a couple of brothers. It's like, hey, go see Chillie, So
Kevin, you're on your way back to Galveston. The end of your first cruise is coming up. That's awful.
Now, Chillie, I do have an announcement to make. There is a question here: is Carnival Cruise Lines pushing sex tourism out of the Dominican Republic? It's not illegal. Sex tourism is not illegal in DR. And Amber Cove comes up. The Amber Cove Cruise Center will open this past July. A German expat who ran a salsa club called Passions was thrown in jail. He was trafficking 32 ladies.
At Amber Cove?
At Amber Cove. Just reading the news. Yeah.
Wow.
Prostitution is not considered a crime in the Dominican Republic, but a third party makes you a pimp. You can't be a pimp. And that's the way it is in Germany too. I don't know if you know that, but you can be in this.
You said it's not illegal, and see if I have any extra here.
Yep. Start counting.
Yeah.
Prostitution is not considered a crime in the Dominican Republic. Could you
see me? No.
Chillie, the way I know you, I think $5 is all you need. I think $5.
For those of you that don't know. By the way, Kevin, you and I have to do an interview soon. I have to find out if you like being back on the water, and if you found any trouble to get in on the boat on the Ruby Princess. John, you blanked out.
I'm answering him.
That was weird. What was I saying? I've lost track of everything today. Oh, yeah. Could you see me getting a hooker? Yeah, right. Gave that up a long time ago.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, the people that I know that are in the sex trade are some of the coolest people. I mean, they are really.
Is it me that's breaking up or you? I'm showing a good signal.
It's probably the internet karma that's getting us back for what we're talking about. But I'm on.
Absolutely, and we'll be on Enchantment of the Seas together in a couple months. Yes, we will. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. So, okay, is everybody hearing me okay?
Is everybody hearing me okay?
Is it John that's breaking up, or is it me? I can't tell.
It's got to be him.
Anyway, it's strange.
I know that I'm on a gigabyte service at about 300 megabytes right now, so
yeah,
I know that I'm
blacking out, John.
Well, but
I have a feeling it's you. That's the signal is maybe the weather up there.
Income. See, Sonny says she can hear us both fine.
Anyway,
Tom says we're both
fine.
Both
of you are fine here, said Hot Air Tom. Sonny can hear both of us fine. So, okay.
Mike is saying neither, but I think he means that neither of us are breaking up.
I can't hear John. That's the problem. I can't tell what he's saying.
it's Chillie's incoming to the ship.
Kevin
is the
asked me
problem.
something a couple days ago about my thoughts about the ship, the Seascape, and I'm having a difficult time deciding if I like it or don't like it. I mean, yeah, I like the ship. A lot of things are right about it, but as far as accessibility issues, it's so unbalanced. They do something that's totally cool for somebody that's handicapped. I have a balcony cabin. I have a completely accessible balcony. I pull over to the door, I push a button, the door opens, a little flippy dude comes over across the between the room and the balcony, so I can drive my scooter right out on the balcony. I go back in, I push the button, the little flippy doodle comes up, the doors close, and that's fine. Then I go over here to try to go out the damn door in the room, and it takes 6 hands, 2 feet, and I get banged in both arms because it's like a 150-pound door. It's ridiculous. To get in this room, I have to use my foot. I get it unlocked. It's a tappy thing. I tap my card. I turn the handle, which is hard to turn. It's not a nice, easy handle. I turn the handle and get it open, and I stick my foot in the door and then use my scooter to push the door open.
Now, where are you on the ship?
I'm on deck 10.
So is 10 above the lifeboats or below?
Oh, way above.
Oh, okay.
The lifeboats are on 6, I think.
So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then where are you front to back?
I'm aft.
So you're toward the back. Are you past the outcropping? Like, are you back on the narrow part in the back, or are you?
No.
Are you on the outcropping there?
Yes.
You're on the outcropping.
Yes.
So you're about. Oh shoot! I lost the blow up here. You're about right here, then. Right about there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
So really, you're in the rocking chair. You're in the front of the boat can go up and down. The back of the boat can go up and down, and you're in the rocking chair. You're just pivoting a little bit in the middle. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And what did you pay for this cruise?
Well, that's an interesting question. It started off being about $2,000 because it was an inaugural cruise on a brand new ship.
Okay.
And then I had several reductions in price.
Okay. So you booked it way ahead and it went down a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking probably the bottom line was like $1,400 for a balcony.
Okay. 1 week, balcony.
Yeah.
Booze package?
No.
No booze package. Okay. No. Wi-Fi package?
No, I pay for all that extra.
Okay, so that costs extra. So,
yeah.
All right. And then are you drinking your Elijah Craig, or have you found a substitute?
No, they don't have Elijah Craig on this ship.
Okay.
So I'm drinking mostly Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark. Okay. And pricing? I know you drink it just with soda, so it's like a drink and a shot, or a shot and soda. It's not a fancy shake it up bar.
Yeah, $10, $11, something like that.
And how does that compare to other recent cruises? Is it right in the?
Yeah, about the same.
Okay. If
you're paying for drinks, it's okay. They didn't have any real bargains on the drink packages.
Yeah. Do you find that they pour the shot themselves, or is it a machine that dispenses the shot?
Oh no, it's a pour.
So do you feel they over pour pretty generous? I mean, it's a nice.
I try to get them to under pour. I order my drinks tall because I want more soda. I want them weaker. That way I can drink more.
And I agree with you that I want it made to a recipe, not, let's burn it here because, he thinks he's getting a better value.
I don't like an overwhelming strong drink.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. The other thing that I'm just, constantly bitching about, excuse my French, is the public restrooms. They're awful.
Now, awful.
As far as the doors,
Okay, so the
they
doors,
are
once you get
totally
in, is
inaccessible, even though they mark them as wheelchair accessible doors. Bull, you know
so
what?
they don't have separate handicap bathrooms on any of the public area restrooms or anything. They're
Oh
all
yeah, they have separate areas, but you got to go through doors just like the door to my
no. So
cabin.
that's what I meant. See, on the Epic, and I'm sorry I refer back to the Epic, but I'm telling you, for as much dissing that the Epic gets, on all the public floors, like at the front of the ship, the midship, and back, there are handicap bathrooms that open with a push of a button.
Well, yeah, that's what they
And
got
it's
to
a
do
big,
on this ship.
it's, it's a door that's 3.5 feet wide. I mean, way wider than a regular door, and it opens up. And then when it shuts again, you can push a button and it locks itself. And
Yep,
you just
exactly.
have. I of course am fortunate. I just use a walker, but it's about an 8 by 8 foot bathroom with a beautiful toilet with handrails and the sink and stuff. And I'm telling you, they're the cleanest toilets on the ship. Not that the others are not clean, but I mean,
I don't have any problem with the facility itself. I don't have any problem with the crew that takes care of the restrooms. That's never been a problem. My problem is the damn doors.
yeah, it's
They
just the
are
doors.
not
Okay?
handicap accessible. If a big fat guy like me struggles to get a scooter into the restroom and I end up with bruises all over my arms because the doors are banging me. One of them, I got inside in the stall. Okay. I turned the scooter around to come back out. It wasn't from the stall now inside. I had to take an outdoor. I run the scooter up, so I'm holding the scooter with my left shoulder. I mean, holding the door with my left shoulder, and have to do a pull door from the outside. And there's not enough room for either door to open or close. Now, how the hell is that handicap accessible?
Are you taking pictures? Are you going to have pictures
Oh,
for
yeah.
us? Good. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that just, and then there's an accessible swimming pool. No cruise ships have accessible swimming
I'm
pools.
sorry, but you just opened up the best joke on the whole day. So pee in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, I could.
I just solved your problem.
Now that's the frustrating part of what I do. And they have no concept. When I went down to talk to guest services, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Of course they're accessible. No, let me show you how they're not accessible. Come with me. Let's go to the bathroom.
No interest.
Oh no, I'll force them to go. So somebody understands what I'm trying to say. So it's just, man, until enough of us in the accessible community raise enough hell that these cruise lines will eventually catch on that for handicapped people, whether you're in an ADA area or not, you got to have the push button doors. Or else lightweight doors that you can control and go through.
Or on Carnival, it might be cheaper to have an attendant there.
Yeah.
Just have somebody there. Germany, every bathroom in any nice place in Germany's got a lady sitting there, that's cleaning the bathroom and you leave change for her. Well, why don't they, they should just do that. Or let's make an automated one. Let's make an ottoman, a robot that can open the door for you and talk to you while it's doing it and even recognize you. Hello, Mr. Chillie, you have returned to the bathroom. Thank you for letting me make this easy for you. And then it would open the door wide and then.
I'd be perfectly happy with that. I just don't want to get attacked by the damn door trying to get in to take care of business.
And please understand, I'm not making light of this in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to get the point across that
Okay,
we need to start the.
I'm looking up something right now in case you're wondering why I'm flittering around here. I'm not on the show right at the moment. I mean, I'm on the show. You can see me, but I'm looking for something. And it's out of, no, it's not out. Honest folks, I will quit. There it is.
I think we need to make an organization and call it Ship Helpers International Protocol. Ship Helpers International Protocol.
Ship Helpers International. Yeah. Okay.
No. That's wrong. That would be ship. No, Ship Helpers International Training.
Okay. So here's the deal, folks. I have teased you guys in the past about a cruise coming up. I still somewhat am going to tease you about it because today I have not gotten word that it was actually done, but supposedly the contract was signed today for an upcoming cruise that sails on May the 1st from Miami. Now, I don't have the pricing yet for solo cabins. That will be coming. This is a 11-night cruise from Miami. It goes to Puerto Limon, Costa Rica, Colón, Panama, Cartagena, Colombia, Aruba, Curacao, and Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic before going back to Miami. It's on the Norwegian Joy. I have never been on the Joy. And I'm certainly not going to say for sure that I'm going to be on the Norwegian Joy. However, this will be a hosted cruise for solo cabins. And it's going to be hosted by Mr. Bucket List and the Fat Guy. So, Justin and I will be hosting this sucker on May the 1st out of Miami on the Norwegian Joy, doing all those nice southern Panama and southern Caribbean ports.
A little bit of news about the Joy. The Joy can hold, now of course it threw up a splash screen on it, 3,800 passengers. So it's not the 4,000 or 5,000 one, but it's not the Seabourn 1,800 one. 3,800 passengers. It's 1,094 feet long. It's 136 feet wide. You could still sprint across the back end. This is interesting. It was built in 17, but they already dropped it in and refurbed it in 19. So they must have figured out some of these things like you're complaining about. There's 1,821 crew aboard. And so it's in that middle size range, which I kind of like because, it's small enough that people get to know who you are. I mean, you're making your way around the ship, but it's not so small. I mean, I love river cruising. I get that when there's 167 on board, but when there's 167 people, the focus kind of is on you a little bit. And so this is the perfect size in my humble opinion. So,
well, I've always tended to like the smaller ships.
Yeah.
The bigger ships, I mean, they got all the nice bells and whistles. I understand that, but they can be a little overwhelming. I'm never gonna be able to do everything I needed to do on the ship. There's just not enough time, and I can't stay awake long enough to excuse me, do the night stuff.
Start drinking coffee and amaretto, and you'll be nicely awake. With a little cream.
I'm
coffee
up at 4 a.m., folks.
What's wrong with? And now tell me, what's the downside to that?
Getting up at 4 a.m.
No, being up till you're on ship's time, Chillie. Go for it. Do it. Do it. The little red angel on your shoulder, the white angel and the red devil. Do it.
Yeah, but somebody got to do the research for the news on the show every day.
Tom's got an interesting comment here. Do you know the Joy was originally to be named the Bliss? The Bliss translated into Chinese is a bad word, so they went with plan B and named the next ship the Bliss. Well, that's an interesting. So they did it anyway. That's really funny. So what? I got to find out. By the way,
Hot Air Tom would know that.
He would. On the Joy that you're going to have this cruise, there's the regular inside balconies. They also have a good share of ocean view rooms where, you're not paying for a balcony, but yet you can see outside rather than the inside lockups. Balconies, of course. Then they have the club balconies, and then they have suites, and then yet there's still the haven part of the ship. So you've got 6 room choices to go along with Chillie on this cruise. So you can really, pick whatever you want. I can't wait to see the pricing coming out on it for singles. That's really neat.
That's the main thing. And for those of you that have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, this started with Passions for Cruises, which is a European outfit. They've come up with a completely different concept as far as promoting cruises for solos.
Right.
And basically, they sit down and guarantee so many cabins, solo cabins, up front, and then it's what will you do for us to get these cabins? And the cruise lines come up with a number.
Now, this is really weird. I'm on Google and other dictionaries. Bliss in Chinese is Jile. That's how it's spelt as you convert it. But it means when desires are temporarily appeased and the common mental diffuseness is forgotten. Mandarin, a state of extreme happiness. I wonder in some Chinese languages, it means to retaliate. Almost like Schadenfreude. Okay. So
Joy is unique in having inside suites called concierge suites, not a haven access, but better than the club balcony suites.
Wow,
well,
neat. Cool. Neat.
No solo cabins on Joy, just inside rooms. Yeah,
well,
but see, that's
there's going to be about 300
solo cabins, Sonny.
There's going to be about 300
part of what Passions for Cruises does. They sit down and say, okay, we need X number of cabins. They just did on, what ship was it? It was MSC. I can't remember the ship. Over and sailed out of Southampton. 300 solo cabins. Now, they're not the regular like Norwegian's solo special cabins. Which I think it's terrific that they do that, but they don't give you a bargain on the price. You're still getting screwed on the price. This, hopefully, we're going to have decent pricing for, not only for the cruise for a solo cabin, but also to have 2 people like me and Justin hosting it. And we'll do something several times a day. For those of you that get up early, maybe we'll do a coffee in the morning. Maybe get together for lunch. And maybe an afternoon cocktail party before dinner. We're going to try to set up all those things. So, Kevin says, that everything you call an inside cabin with no solo supplement a studio cabin. Studios are a marketing gimmick. Yeah. They are, and they're not bargains. So,
well, 30 and a wake up. Studios are a marketing gimmick. I think that changes though from ship to ship. I don't think it's a marketing gimmick on the Epic, for instance, because a studio cabin is a specific, on the 2 floors, an inside access, but you have access to the lounge, the private studio lounge, which has the best coffee machine on the ocean, as far as I'm concerned. I love the studios on the Epic. I've been on them. I've transcrossed the ocean several times, both in a suite, a balcony, and the studio cabins. And if I'm alone, I love the studios. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what.
But when you let's be honest, when you buy a cruise, you're not necessarily shopping money.
Well, remember, and I'm only talking the Epic here now. Remember that all studio cabins include the drink package. There's no studio cabin without a drink package. So if you take that and then you look at an inside cabin with one or two people into it, even, you know, that's where it appears that it's more expensive, but it becomes cheaper right away because it automatically includes the drink package. So if you need,
I didn't realize that.
Beverages. Yeah. So that's a consideration that people don't, you know, say, oh, why would I buy a studio cabin? I can get a balcony. Well, when you're in the studio, you get the drink package, you get the 24-hour access to the lounge, which I'm telling you, I've met more friends at 3:00 in the morning sitting in the lounge and just, it's like the old smoking cars on Amtrak. Smoking is forbidden now on Amtrak, but I'm telling you, if you were on an Amtrak train across America years ago, go to the smoking car. There's the coolest people hang out in the smoking car. I'm just, you know, if you just really want that conversation and want to meet people and you know, find the nitty gritty, it was the smoking car, and that's gone now. I mean, it does not work the same to go up to the Vista Cruiser thing and, you know, kids are running back and forth and people up there don't open up, but it was the smoking car. And for me on the Epic, it's the private studio lounge. It's just a really, really neat place. And then they also put things together. You know, there's going to dinner like you're going to do with your crew here now and the things. And they always have the Haven gets the primo seats in all the shows and stuff. But then the studio lounge private group gets the next seats. And I'm telling you, when I'm in a show or something, row 1 and 2 are not the premiere to me. Row 3, 4, and 5 are the premiere rows because you're back just enough that you can see it all. Rather than, you know, oh, nice shoes. I mean, that's what you get in the first row, other than saying, I was in the first row. You know, so anyway, this is just me ranting. I mean, everybody's got a different opinion and I respect it, but until you've crossed the ocean on the Epic studio, you know, try it. It's a good experience.
Okay. Sonny says studio cabins have always been deals for me. Been cheaper than any other cabin with the free at sea perks.
You know, there was some years ago they were under $1,000 for a 14, 15-day cruise. They're not anymore, but yes, and there's 30
and hot air, Tom. Passion, please don't start saying wacky crap like that. We're trying to get something for solo travelers.
Yeah, this is
that makes sense. And you're saying that they could assign roommates. No, they can't.
Everybody gets their own room.
Say that to be funny. Yeah. So I'm hoping this works. I'm hoping we get good solo deals. I'll be happy to host cruises for these folks all the time. Just tell me what boat to get on. I'll be there.
You know, I think, well, of course, it's going to be tough with you having wheelchair access or scooter access, but we really should try and go across the ocean on a cargo vessel one time. We really should try that. You know, where you dine with the captain. Yeah, but it's stairs, and I don't think they would. I don't think they would even take you on. On it. That would, you know, and you know, you could do.
There's two guys. There's two guys that I've tried to get them on this show, and I was never able to hook up with them. Two guys that have traveled on cargo vessels, and I think that would be a neat interview.
It really would. Now, of course, the downside is there's no internet. That's one of the things, is you do not have the internet access, so you've got to find a way to. There's no shows, there's no bar. There is some beer that's allowed at some times of the day, but so you got to be able to entertain yourself. But I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of, they're called Polska, and they're Polish freighters that go, they bring grain to Europe, and they go from Duluth, Minnesota. You can get on the ship in Minnesota It takes a week to get to the ocean, and then it takes another week to cross the ocean, and you can do it in pieces. You can just do the Great Lakes part of it. You don't have to go from Duluth to Amsterdam. You can go from Duluth to the last American port, or you can go from the last American port to Amsterdam. I want to do that, but I think I want to do it in 2 pieces. I don't think 2 weeks. I'd go crazy not being able to talk to you every day, Chillie, for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you would. You know, hell, who else is going to wake your ass up in the morning?
He does every morning, just about, folks.
Yeah.
And then he
have to catch John naked.
Then he critiques where I am or what I happen to be wearing at the time, which, then here's a question for you, Chillie, as a larger than average person. Can you sleep in a t-shirt?
Yes.
I can't. I absolutely cannot.
All the time.
No, my body is has a lot of, hair on it. And the hair grabs the t-shirt and I can't turn. I'm stuck. I cannot sleep in a t-shirt. I have to have,
You have to be naked in bed.
Well, naked is an extreme word. I don't have a shirt on. Let's go with that, Okay. I can lift my legs. But I can't. All right,
speaking of lifting legs, I do have one announcement to make before we call this a day.
Where's my trumpet?
My show, that's the Travel and Cruise Industry News show at 11 o'clock. Huh? There will be a show on Saturday. This week. Tune in. The reason that I'm doing a show on Saturday is not because I've looked into the crystal ball and I see that there's some phenomenal news stories coming.
There is.
But because I've got this 16-year-old kid that has 2.38 million followers on TikTok is going to be on the show with me. And I'm dying to find out how the hell a 16-year-old kid could end up with that many followers on TikTok. So we're doing a show Saturday. And hopefully there'll be some news so I can make it sound like it's what I'm supposed to do.
It'll be wonderful. Yep.
And Tom says that I'll have to wait to see the Epic Studio because I'm going to be in a full balcony with him. That's correct. And he and I are doing 30 days together. Bunkies. Rooming together. Why are you playing with your duck?
Well, a kid, see, he's educated. See, this has got a mortar board.
Oh, yeah, he's a graduate duck.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were going to start singing. Yeah. Rubber ducky, you're the one.
Yeah, what did you do with the money?
We were talking about you being naked. We could talk about you taking a bath.
What did you do with the money?
I spent it. Absolutely.
Thank you for the lead-in. You were supposed to say, what money? Geez, I thought we were a better duo than that. Let's try it again.
What money?
The money your folks gave you for singing lessons.
I knew what you were doing.
I know you
I was trying to put a thing. Oh, my gosh. 30 days together, Chillie will be quoting Cindy, I'm going to kill him. Oh, yeah. Cindy's already said, I'm the one that has to do that the whole time. I'm going to kill him.
But this is like in 24, right? This is going to happen in 24?
25.
25. Do you realize that the Epic might already be in for a refurbishment by that time, and there won't even be any cabins that we're talking about? You'll be 106 years old when you get on that ship.
Yeah.
You could go virtually. They just have a robot on the ship, and you sit in a room with screens all around you and pretend that you're on the ship, and you just drive the robot around.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well.
All right. We've managed to waste an hour. Thanks for being with us, folks. The next question is, where the hell's Amigo Martin? And we don't know.
If you're crazy enough to want to be our third, let us know, because we're operating with a flat tire right now, and we want to get back to full ground contact. So
All right, guys. That's going to wrap us the Cruise Amigos for another week. We'll be back next Thursday. I'll be home next week. That's awful. I'll be home for the Christmas holidays. In a month without a cruise. Elizabeth, I feel the big one coming. All right, guys. We'll see you next week on the Cruise Amigos. Later, y'all.